Hello and welcome. Yes, welcome to Mama G's Coffee Corner. My name is Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Bringing you the cosmic highway of what's happening, man? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're from, what's happening, how are you feeling today? So just say a little bit of hello. Come on in and join me, and let's have a little chit chat. Grab your coffee or grab your water. Actually, I'm going to grab a water right now. My water. I'm going to grab my water right now and have some water. Water. Yes. So, hello. Welcome. Are you guys ready for some crazy? Like, okay, could you stop saying that word, Mama? Because every day you say it's crazy. And every day it comes out crazy. So, and that's why I did the mantra this morning, and then I had to put my hair up. So, hello, Colorado Springs. Hello, Mary Doss. Welcome. Come on in. Bring that beautiful Colorado energy into our little sanctuaries. A beautiful cosmic energy here. Thank you for saying hello. And yeah. So a couple things. I mean, the moon is in Aries, right? And the moon is coming up to Mars, and it wants action. It wants to do things. It wants to get going. It wants to move ahead, move forward, do something, right? And Mercury is quincunxing that north node. So it's like there's some information, and he rules Gemini. Gemini's in the north node, right? There's something there he wants something, some information. And this Venus and Sun are in a semi-sextile. So this is, it could be emotional, like it's emotionally go take some action, very intense, facing blocks with Chiron. It isn't emotionally intense with a lot of egos. I mean, we're going to find that. I mean, here in Alberta, in Canada, where I'm from, yeah, there's a little bit of intensity. I mean, we're looking at things and we're saying, oh, okay. Well, really, basically, you put us, hello, Dwayne. You've been in hiding, man. You've been, you came out. What did you do? You didn't change anything. So I found that quite interesting. And quite interesting on not wanting to take a full stand or a partial stand. It's, it is what it is. It's gonna ring out in the wash anyways. As it's put it in the wash. It'll be right as rain. It'll be fine. Just put it all in the wash. It'll be fine. But we are coming into some real interesting energies coming forward. I mean, there is a lot of crazy energies coming in. Now, I don't know if I said it or if I read this or if I wrote it in my journal, but I knew there is something new or something crazy that's going to hit the news. Now, I just wanted to share this with you on something that was, if you hadn't seen it already, just bring this in. Couple crazies that are coming in. Metal found firmly planted in Utah. This is all over mainstream news right now. So this one came in from People's. If you can see it, let me see if I can go like this. There we go. So this is this object here. I'm going to say no thanks to that. This object here was found, and the Public Safety Aero Department announced in a press it has discovered a metal monolith installed in the ground, and it's in the remote southeast Utah desert. So that's a little bit crazy, a metal monolith. Now, it's all over mainstream news, so I find it kind of weird. I know there's something else that is going to come in. I just feel there's something else coming forward, and it's not just that. That's that's happening there. So we had some kind of weirdness that's coming in, and we're going to find more of that coming forward. We also had, if you haven't been following what's happened in China, that came out where one of the, I don't know if it was the stewardess or steward, who tested positive for COVID. And I'll just pull this up too. And this is, when I say weird shit's happening, man. And they did a full lockdown, and people, I'll show you here, full lockdown here, and people were, I mean, you got to look at, I mean, there's no checks or balances when it comes to the Chinese army and stuff. So large crowds, dozens of people jumped through windows, escaping, and this comes back to a lot of what I was saying earlier on about air travel, right? Air travel. I mean, this is South Node Sag, and this is going to come up even more, especially since we're having lunar and solar eclipses coming up, where it is about going to the North Node, which is Gemini, the energies of Gemini. And this is where, with that Mercury quincunx, it's like, okay, I need some more information. Gemini, you can control the wheel. You can control where you're going. Gemini, short trips, right? Things to do with long trips are not going to be, and I've been saying this to people, a thing. Like, there's so much craziness. I mean, planes have been sitting for a long time, and you're going to jump on a plane that's been sitting for a long time. It's not like having your Chevy out in front and it's sat and you just need a battery charge and then you can get up and get going. Planes need, my hands are going all over the place. Planes need to be, tinkered, and things need to get changed and everything else. A flight in, where is it? Chicago took off. So a flight in Chicago took off, and this flight in Chicago, they had to turn around, and you can Google this. The windows started to crack, right? So there is with the South Node, and this is just with astrology, people. It shows you. Wow, I just made myself big. I don't know how I did that, but what the heck? I don't know. I just made my screen large. I don't even know how I did that. Oh, there's another one. Hold on. Can I go back here? What does this do? I don't know. Anyways, I can't see anybody's comments now because some water broke. Right. Well, there we go. I want to see comments. I can't see comments now. Something just happened. Well, anyways, I can't see anybody's comments, but I know people are here. Anyways, with that, in Chicago, there was a plane that went down. So with the plane that, or didn't go down, it had to go back because of the, what do you call it? The windshield or the wind cracking. So there's a lot to do that's happening there. So there's, when we're looking at this energy with astrology, as above, so below, this is trying to show us, you got to do something that you can have control over. You're the rat. What can you have control over? What can you see? What can you Hello, that was just bizarre. All of a sudden, my screen just went all crazy as I started to talk about this. And then now I'm back. I'm back. Hello. So, hey, not sure if you can hear me, but we can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Because it says my sound and everything is on. I'm not on mute. So yes. Okay, thank you. That was just bizarre. As soon as I started talking about all of this, everything went bonkers. What else is new? And I'm just a little pea in the pod. I'm not even a big fish. But this is where a lot, when it comes to the south nodes and the energies in the south nodes, right? This brings in a lot of craziness. This comes into travel, and how you're traveling, where you're traveling to. You can't control. You can't control the a plane. Once you're on a plane, if you're stuck on the tarmac, you're stuck. When you have your own wheel, you can turn around, you can go, you have control whether to go up the road, down the road, take a back road. When I go up to, say, Manville, I take back roads. I like to take back roads. I don't like to take the main road. I will take a back road, to get somewhere. And that's just because I prefer it. And it, usually less traffic, better scenery, etc., right? And this is where Geminis control the wheel, right? And with this mutable energy, especially with fire, you don't want to play around with fire. You don't want to play around with this, right? So this is what the south node, and it's going to get crazier with Neptune going direct. So this is energy that's going to say, and we're going to start seeing a lot more of this energy pipe up as we are going to a full moon on Monday. Full moon, lunar eclipse on Monday. So this is looking at what in my life I can control. What am I able to control right now? Oh, you're a Capricorn. Hey, Minister Barbara, welcome back. God bless the Capricorns right now. With this energy that's coming in, right? So this is about going, this is about what you can control and what you can't control. And there's a lot of things that are going on right now that, on YouTube, they just censored in a brand new newscast as the week that Trump is going to be going around doing his thing, whatever, right? So there's newscasts that have been censored, right? And the censorship is really, making me, a lot of this energy that's coming up and that I can feel. And remember, I always see that, there's something there that's trying to come in and mask us that makes us not want to be able to see things fully. What's trying to control you, what's trying to stop you from doing what you are doing, right? And we're going to give you we're going to give you it all, honey. And this is where there's so much in our life that is about can't control and stimulating. So there's a lot of things that are going on that, we're not paying attention, or you don't see in mainstream, or it's like a little blip and then it's gone. Like people are going to Mexico, but people are going missing in Mexico right now. You're going to travel to Mexico. There's Instagram models that have turned up dead. There's things and information that has already been proven that the Chinese government is working with the cartel, for illegal mining, etc. And that these young girls that are going down there, and it's like there's a cartel dude that shows up, right? And they're thinking that they're going out partying. So this is very, Capricornian. No offense to Capricorns, but this is very Capricornian. It's the hierarchy of moving up the ladder. Who has the most? Who has this? Who has that? Right? And when we have this energy, it's like, okay, where do we want to go in the north nodes? And the north nodes are always, even in your natal chart, on where you want to ascend. So my north nodes are in Cancer. So mine is about emotion, mothering, learning how to deal with my emotions and working with my emotions, right? sometimes not always a good thing. Gemini, North Node, what are you ascending to? This is newness. This is finding truth. This works, this doesn't. Right? You know, when we look at Capricorns, Geminis, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that fucking shit. And fine. They don't do it because they just don't want to do it. They're done. And that's it's like, I can control this. And Geminis don't like long trips. They usually like shorter trips. And they're better off if they're able to control the wheel. And this is where, because we have a lot of mutable squares and crosses coming up, that has some crazy funky energy in it still. We're in this, even though everybody thinks by 2021 is like, oh, Gloria B will be all over it. No, we're in this till, I mean, a lot of this energy and working out and working through it till 2023 and beyond. Because there's still things that we have to rebuild. There's energies that we have to work at. And this this eclipse energy between the 30th and the 14th of December, there's some energies that are going to come up that are going to be very weird aspecting, that are going to get us to really take some real deep looks at our world. Now, that Saturn-Pluto conjunction that happened at the beginning of the year was the kickoff to all of this, was the kickoff of saying, let's see what, let's take a look at our world and what needs to be changed. Where is it that we need to look at our own selves? Where is it that our freedom of our soul is? Right? Because as I said, with censorship, and Saturn is the energy of like, let's go along with it. Remember the Mafia brothers? They're still here. It's like, you want it? Cool. You want to go and you want to, create this? Let's go and create it. You don't? You want to sit around? Here, go in the bar. That's fine. You can go mop the floor. I'm fine with that. This is where we look at the freedom, our own sovereignty. We look at this energy of our connection, of us connecting to our divine energy. And it's important for us to really check in on a daily basis how you are connected. How are you coming in? Because these nodes are on two very major stars. They're on it with Regulus and... No, not Regulus. Regulus, I'm thinking of something else. But we're on two fixed stars, and my mind just went blank. So I don't write down everything. Two fixed stars. So we have the red star, which is down in Taurus, I believe, down in Sagittarius, and a Regulus might be the other way around, is Archangel Michael, which is with the Pleiadians in the ascension of going into this energy. So we have this energy that wants to take us to places, but there is a lot that's happening that we are unaware or we're not paying attention to, that needs divine intervention, that needs for us to even send prayers to. Right now, over 25% of people, not only in Canada and the United States, are going to have been relying on food banks. And that the energies, and when it comes to the volume by the end of the year, is going to be higher. And there is, with this Capricorn energy, it's all about leverage, right? What can I gain? How can I do this? What can I gain more of? And that's what we have to look at. It's like this energy that's coming in. This is about change and transformation. How are we making the change? How are we going to make this transformation? And coming into our own enlightenment. And as I said, there is a food crisis going on. I mean, a lot of people couldn't work. They in Europe, there's a food crisis going on. Yes, there is this energy of food crisis in the United States and in Canada. So we have to look at it and saying, okay, you know what do I have that I can share with my neighbor? What can I do? And I just saw a post by a beautiful woman out there. Hey, we know maybe you don't have an income. Maybe right now you're really struggling. Call me. I can help you. I have a farm. and I have extra. And if you need it, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, right? Because a lot of people are dependent on the system. That's the reason why the system's there. They're dependent, but a lot of times this system is not going to be in place after December 31st. So we're going to have this energy of where we have to come in as a community to create. And in recreating this new community, and recreating something or creating something isn't easy. It takes time. It takes diligence and coming together. And this is where, because we are still in this Capricorn energy till December 21st, and Pluto is still there till 2024. So he's still in there before he goes into Aquarius. And when he's in there by himself, he's like a pig in shit. He loves it. Everybody's gone. So there is this energy that's coming in, and who has power, and looking at who has power. Because it's going to be radical, and it's going to be getting crazy. Who you think has power isn't the person you think has power. You got to look at some of the deals and everything that are being made. Canada just made a deal with Brexit. Of course they're going to make a deal with the Queen. I mean, I'm sorry, the Queen has power, right? The Queen has power. And, no system after December 31st. No, like a lot of people who have been dependent on the system, EI will probably be there. But I mean, what I'm saying is people that say have lost their job and they couldn't get EI, or they're students and they rely on part-time jobs and there's no part-time job there for them. So there's changes that are coming that people have to be aware of. And this isn't to be negative. This is just awareness. Face-to-face jobs are going to be eliminated. They're going to be gone. They've already set it down in the States. They've said it in Canada. They've said it in parts of Europe that face-to-face jobs are going to be gone. Those face-to-face jobs are clerks. They even mentioned things to do with hairdressing, something to do with hairdressing. I don't, where you make your appointments will have to be online. You're not going to have a receptionist there. You're going to have to go in just to see the hairdresser or the massage person. There's not going to be a face-to-face interaction. So these things are eliminated. This is the transformation and part of the changes that are coming into our world. We also have, after November 25th, there is a vaccine that is being released. And it's not going to be mandatory. I mean, that's in the States. So, of course, it's going to come to Canada. Canada is going to wait a little bit. But it's not going to be mandatory, except if you want to travel on certain airlines. Qantas said that you can't travel on their airline without showing that you have been vaccinated. They won't allow you. So there are things that are going to regulate you. If you want to go there, you have to have X, Y, and Z. If you don't have X, Y, and Z, this is what it is. Now, if we go back to 2000 when the TSA or 9/11 and then the TSA, yeah, that was crazy and there was some crazy shit. This is times infinity of the kind of crazy shit that's going to come forward. That's why I say don't travel, don't do any, like you could travel as long as you can control it with your own wheel. But I wouldn't fly anywhere until the end of 2021, going into 2022. These are the things that are happening in our world. We are needing to be aware of this, and so that we are able to see how we're steering our boat, see on where we are traveling in our world, and how we are going forward. There is lots to do with Brexit. And, what's going to be happening there, and the deals that are happening not only within the United States, but deals, with Canada, but within the United States too. One person wants it, that's in there. Another person doesn't. The thing is that the alliances that are coming forward are going to be very interesting. And I've stated this before, who you think that your country's aligned to isn't necessarily who the country is really going to be aligned to when you come into the Aquarius energy. It's not after December 31st. There's going to be new alliances. And things to do with the Queen, well, she's given up some of her power over to Charles, which is really weird because their son is named Charles. And then if you think about with a lot of the cycle with this Jupiter Saturn and going back with the Jupiter Saturn and going way back into the time of Notre Dame and that, and King Charles and the fight with science and is science real and all of this, right? This is where we have to look at a lot of synchronicities that are coming together and how with the annex, who has power. And oddly enough, as weirdly as enough, the Queen has a lot more power than what you think she does. And even with us as a Commonwealth, she has power over us. She has power to take any prime minister out of power if she so desires. She has that right. She's never really done that. Or she can dissolve parliament if she really wants to. She has a lot of power. And the Queen, this ultimate goal, this battle of science, this control is replaying itself right before our very eyes. And there has to do with this alignment with the crown. Now, here's my little switch on this. Corona means crown. The reason why they called it corona, because when they first spotted it, the very first corona looked like a crown. So the corona, meaning crown, this is a connection to the crown. This is a connection to receiving our divine guidance. How are you connected to your divine sovereignty? How are you connected with this energy? Jupiter, king of gods, being Thanksgiving tomorrow, actually, in the alignment of Thursday, Thor day. Thor is connected to Jupiter. Jupiter's connected to the expansion of the gods, and expansion for us to be able to give the Thanksgiving to those around us, BMO, those around us, and bringing in that connection. So this is us connecting with our golden bridge. And the golden bridge and this connection of the golden bridge is coming into us healing ourselves with Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is the connection of Saturn and Uranus. Saturn is the last planet we see. Chiron has a weird orbit between the two. That connection is a golden bridge of how you deal with this world with your extension to that of the divine. Follow me, guys? This isn't just a slap, oh yeah, this year is fucked. This is a time of us stepping into our freedom of the soul, our freedom to create. Because when we look at things to do with censorship, if you think censorship of the soul or censorship is, that means I can't do what I do. That's saying that if I do tarot is evil, it's wrong. If you think it, if you have tarot cards, it is illegal and you shouldn't do it. If you have, if you use astrology is not true. It is made up. This is looking to our freedom to do or not to do. This is coming down to whether you are, like, when you stand up, and I know a lot of people are like, wear a mask, we need lockdown. No, we don't need lockdown. Either or. I really don't give a fuck because I'm still going to do what I do. It's not going to stop me from doing what I'm going to do. It's not going to stop me from going out to do what I want to do. Lockdown or no lockdown, I will find a way. Trust me, I always have. That's the Scorpio. Plus Gemini's in my 12th house. So the nodes are in my 12th house. I will figure out a way. I will go into that. and figure it out. And this is where it's coming in. It's like, where can you figure this out? Where is that bridge of alignment that you are connecting? Because the bridge has to be balanced. Censorship comes in. Censorship comes in many different forms, and it is happening with us. So the censorship is happening. How are we, as an individual, as a collective, moving forward? There are so many parallels that are happening right now that have switched. Has to do with alliances, different things that are coming in with alliances. So Germany, Italy, and Russia was a huge alliance. It switched when Germany went into Russia. Russia came over to the United States and Canada and says, hey guys, I need help because these guys who are on opiates are really fucked up and we need to get them out, because they were all hyped up on opiates. FDR was with Stalin. There's pictures of FDR and Stalin prior to all this. Japan was invading China. Now the switch is coming over. China's starting to invade many other places. Switches are happening. Watching this all play out is saying, But for me, what I keep seeing is this bridge, this golden bridge of alignment, that there's energies that are coming in. And I mean, that monolith that showed up in the middle of the desert is weird. I think I want to dig down. I want to see how far it goes down. That's me. I want to know what's underneath. Fine, you're sticking out in the ground. I want to know what's underneath. This is going in where there's ancient secrets that are coming in that are going to advance ourselves. Ancient energies. Because not much is being, there's a lot of talk about the space station and going to Mars. That happened in 2000 with the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in Taurus. There's so many parallels there. It's just crazy on some of the parallels from that to what's happening in with this Jupiter-Pluto. But this one is in Aquarius. The thing about this energy of coming in, about us, don't want to go off on too far, is us coming in so that we are able to receive the wisdom and crowning self with our own light, our knowledge, and our spirituality. It is up to us to retain and get knowledge. It is up to us to start our spiritual practice. It is up to us to step into our sovereignty and step up in the way that we need to step up in our own lives. This could even be stepping up and saying that, you know what, I don't like the way that this happens at my workplace. I don't like the way that you treat me. I don't like the way this is going on. This is where this comes in. It's like, I'm unable or I'm unwilling to live my life in this way anymore. What are the tweaks that you can make to make those changes? This censorship is oppressed the narrative to the light. Anything that is censored is oppressing. The more you can come out with your light, the more you can come out with your information, the more you can come out and educate people, you're coming out into the light. When things are in the light, you can see. When we do it in a Reiki attunement and we attune you, we say it's turning on the light. Why is it turning on the light? Because it's showing you things that you didn't know what the fuck was there before. If it's in the dark, you can't see everything that's there. So if I censor you, you can't see. Hence, my whole thing went crazy. Why? Maybe there is somebody watching me that I don't know that wants to censor what I say, even though I'm only a drop in the bucket. But my drop in the bucket is talking to 10 people? Those 10 people or 20 people or 30 people that come on and watch me, or 100 people that come and watch me, then those ones can spread it out to other people and say, hey, we got to wake the fuck up and we got to start paying more attention so we can spread the light and not be censored by what other people are saying we need to do. It's not about the mask or not mask. It is about how we are approaching it and how we deal with it. You could deal with it like an ignorant asshole, or you can come together with your sovereignty and your crown connection and say, okay, I understand where you're coming from. I'm very curious to know what you're coming from. Now I know I got some more information on my plate. This is where the power is. This is how change and transformation happens. Yes, there are parts of this that we cannot control. Sorry. There's some narratives that we have no control over. Whether Trump or Biden gets in, yeah, I know a lot of people say, yeah, well, I voted. At the end of the day, we'll know who the narrative is, either China or England, and where the narrative's coming in. Right? You think I'm crazy, you think I'm bonkers, but there are things that I've said, and even my husband's tired of listening to me. Because I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear. But there are things that, when it comes to the astrology, and just going by the astrology, on how things will unveil itself. And this is where odd and funky when it comes to Aquarius with Saturn. Saturn is odd and funky. I know I have Saturn is in Aquarius. We're odd. We're odd and funky. We don't like to go with everybody else. I've never, when I was a kid, odd and funky. Who is it? Sean, or was it? Sean Osmond? I don't know. Anyways, there was everybody had him up on his wall and stuff like that. Anyways, and they had this, anything that was popular, I didn't want to have anything to do with. If somebody said, ooh, I really love this, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Somebody said, this is what you need to do. And I'm just like, ooh, that doesn't feel right to me. As a child, I was told that I had to, one time my brother was home and my dad says, well, you go in the kitchen and make the sandwiches. I'm like, why in the hell should I make the sandwiches when he's sitting his ass down? And he's 8 years or 9 years older than me, right? And I'm just like, I don't have to serve anybody. David Soul for me. Donny Osmond, thank you, Dana. Donny Osmond, no way was I having that person on my wall. Or I don't care if his beat was do run, 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 and everybody was like, ooh, I love this beat. I'm just like, not going in there. It's okay, I'll listen to it. But listening to that where I don't want to do the mainstream. And that is very Saturn with Aquarius. You're not going to do the mainstream. And with this Jupiter, and I know everybody's like, ooh, it's going to be so beautiful and loving. But Saturn is the guy who says, yeah, look at this, but watch this. And he will pull the rug from underneath you quicker than you're still standing there shaking and the rug's on somewhere else. Because Saturn is big, great. He comes in big and he comes in great with his Jupiter Saturn, but he comes in fucking hard too. And that's what we have to be prepared for. Because there's some crazy ass shit that is going to come in, and then coming in and squaring Uranus. Remember the bridge. You got to have that bridge of what you want and what you need in this world to looking at what it is that I need, my connection with that spirituality. That's that Uranian energy to God. We have to come in with that. And it's a hard one. And there's a lot of people right now that they are not showing that needs to have, this narrative has to get out, that we are at the worst, the depression right now when it comes to our economy. Things where people are freaking out, and the extensions when it comes to mortgages by February of 2021. Plus, there's a planetary alignment on that new moon that's coming in February of 2021. So when we're looking at mortgages and when we're looking at extensions, there's going to be a lot of people losing their houses because the government can't stop that. If the bank does not want to give you the extension, the bank does not have to give you the extension. They can pull that mortgage in at any time. So we have this energy of saying, whoa, Have I been keeping up with my payments, or did I ask for an extension? If not, what can I start doing to actually give me some leverage there? So when it comes to the banking system, when it comes to things to do with mortgages, we're going to see some crazy stuff coming in when we look into 2021. So this energy now, they're like, you're just like, oh my God, okay, what can I do now? Mama, this is just, my head is exploding. That's so Uranian. What can you do now? This is starting to look at, okay, with this Mars and Moon coming in, and the Mercury doing with this North Node and doing the quincunx, this is about my emotional action. How am I feeling today? This is about coming in. It's very intense with Jupiter here, and Jupiter's moving away. He's coming out of the back garage with Pluto. He's saying his goodbyes to Pluto and says, you know, man, I won't be seeing you for about probably another 12 years or so. Moving closer to where his dad is, Saturn, because that's his dad. So he's moving closer to that and saying, hey, Dad, I'm coming. I know you got the car started. And he's going, and Saturn's saying, yeah, I got the car started, but I'm going to start going ahead anyways. You could catch up with me later. And I'll see you on December 21st. So things are starting to move. And do these things, are we facing the blocks with Chiron, with that Saturn Uranus? Are we facing that blocks? Because as Chiron is in Aries, it's kind of real funky and crazy. This is coming in to get us to say, where is my light? I don't want to focus on that. That is not my light. I want to focus on my own tracks. Remember, the railroad tracks are coming back in. I want to focus on my tracks so I can head into the directions I need to head into, even when I hit tunnels. Because I know when I hit a tunnel, there is light at the end. I know that I'm being directed. I know there is a light. The Hermit card comes in. I know there's a light that's directing me. So this is about to feel good, makes us feel great. This is looking at our ego blocks. And that's part of that ego block is if you need help, you get the fucking help. You reach out, say, I need help. Because this is going to build the community even stronger that we need to build. This is going to be bringing in that energy that needs to bring in so we have our crown connection. You're not doing it, you're going to find that things are going to get a little sideways. And I know this because I have that Saturn in Aquarius, and I'm going to be working up to my Saturn return, which will be in February 2022. We'll be exact. So crazy funky year for me coming up. But this is the changes. This is very intense today and as we go into tomorrow. And the moon goes over and he's going and he's hitting, and then he goes into Taurus and runs into Uranus. And this is with this energy coming in because where the sun is, it's hitting things at a different angle. As he comes in with Uranus, we got the Venus opposition, and then he's going to be opposite Mercury. So he's going to be wanting to get information before he goes into that lunar eclipse and hits the nodes. So we have some things of discernment that we need to do for our own selves and looking for that energy and really coming in. And I've been having, I don't know about you, but I've been having some crazy funky dreams. And some of them have been so bizarre. Like there's been energies that have been coming in and I've been like, no, back off. I don't need that. I'm not, and it's like pushing it. It's like putting up and it's like, it's funny because I got steel oats. This, if anybody's ever had oats, and there's steel oats, there's Irish steel oats. And it was my mother used to make that because, as my grandmother would say, it sticks to your ribs. It'll make you're not going to be hungry throughout the day. Get to your steel oats. Get to your grit to stand in your power. And if you get to your steel oats and you stand into your power and you say, I am doing my reinforcements that I need, my alignment. I'm calling in my beautiful dragon. My dragon is going to help me to break down that ego and bring in and just calling in this energy of this beautiful dragon, calling in the angel of Aurora, Call her in. She's a beautiful angel that comes in, that works with Raphael. She brings in this illumination. This is where this emerald green comes in, and with Aurora coming in. And she comes in to help us to make and fortify our energy. So how are you fortifying your energies? Physically, mentally, and spiritually. How are you boosting your immune system? How are you boosting and cleansing your aura? These are important factors that we need to look at within our own selves. And when we do this, this helps us when we get little things a little bit more funkier than what it is. And things come in. I think it's weird that you're only closing down on November 30th from 7 to 12, but you're leaving the K to 6. Not. And thinking that kindergarten kids know social distancing. Yeah, they do it until they get in each other's faces and they're whatever. Just a funny little thing going on. But coming into our own, coming into this power, because when we stand in that light and we stand in our divinity, we're able to shine the light in other places. Because when you shine the light, the darkness can't stay. The darkness can't stay. And that's where we're heading. So, man your wheels. You have control of your wheel. You have control of the wheel. Drive your own vehicle. North Node Gemini. There's a lot more, but I didn't want to get too much into it because there's a lot more that has come through. And there's so much that I can see that's going to come in. And even with the Pope in 2021, there's things that are going to be happening with that, with the Jupiter. We're Jupiter alignment there. So, and Jupiter is going into Pisces in 2021. So, because he's whipping through Aquarius, and then he's going to go into, I think it's in May, he's going into Pisces, and then he's going to come back and retrograde back into Aquarius. And then by the end of the year, in December, he goes back into of 2021 into Pisces. And that's a whole nother kettle of fish of what the Piscean energy is with Jupiter. Because Jupiter's home. Jupiter rules Pisces, man. Jupiter rules Pisces. And there's a whole story about Jupiter and Pisces and the summer solstice and Christmas Day and the Magi. So there's something crazy there. Boy, that's enough for one coffee. So thank you for everybody who's joined me this morning. And I'm sending you out with so much love and light. This is where this is the energy that's coming in. And as I told you, the last 6 weeks are a culmination of everything that has happened with 2020. So we're in for this crazy ride. And I still stand by some of my predictions and things that I see. But whatever happens, happens. You know what? There is cosmic highways out there. So sending you out so much blessings, and just be on the lookout for any pyramids that appear for you. Be on the lookout for any dragons that come in a way that you might see, and even unicorns, because unicorns are a higher vibrational element too, of bringing that higher vibrations in and around you. So sending you out so much love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Don't let anybody distinguish your light. Stay connected. Stay in your freedom of your soul. And blessed be everybody. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Blessings. Bye-bye.